Oh my goodness. This is so good, Fontaman. Yeah, I know, because, like, probably about 60 to 70% of the points that I got were you. A lot of other Yuri-related stuff, though, so yeah, these two are gonna like it. Eh? I love it! Especially after yesterday's poem. Ugh. You're too honest sometimes, Sayori. No, but really. I want to put this on my wall, Tilda. Yeah, thanks, Solo Wing, Sayori. Can I? After I'm done showing it to Yuri, you can. Sayori, you must be seriously overreacting. I'm not a good writer after all. I am not a good writer after all. Really, I'm not. I have good ideas, though. That's about it. Honestly, I have no idea what I'm doing. Verbatim. Absolute verbatim. I want to take screenshots of those two lines in unison. Well, maybe that's why. Because I have no idea what I like, either. That's a dangerous combination, but if it keeps you happy and keeps me happy, I suppose we'll be fine unless somebody else pokes the bubble. Jeez. I'm sure Yuri's opinion has to be a little more constructive than this. Yes, it probably will be. Maybe even Natsuki's. Are you sure you don't like it just because I wrote it? This could be a valid thing. Well, I'm sure that's part of it. Woman, full sense of security is bad. Then again, that relies on you improving yourself enough to know whether or not something's good or bad, rather than just liking it. Because if I show someone something, and they say it's great all of the fucking time, and then I go off and I find that some things aren't actually great, I'm not gonna know what's actually good when I talk to show it to you. It is nice to have a bit of a pick-me-up like that, or a reliable pick-me-up. Again, Hugbox. I think I understand you better than a lot of other people, you know? How so? So when I read your poem, it's not just a poem. It's a Fontaman poem. I'm trademarking that. Jesus. Okay. And that makes it feel extra special. It's gonna be really hard to ignore if I have to choose. It's actually gonna be really, really hard to ignore. It depends on what happens. Like, I can feel your feelings in it, Tilda. Sayori hugs the sheets against her chest. Well, it hugs the sheet against her chest. Well, Sayori, have you ever stopped to think that while I'm resonating with things so much like that, the feelings that you're feeling, they're not just mine. It could be yours, but you're too brain dead to actually realize that they might be yours. Or I'm just matching in sync with them. Maybe? Maybe that's a thing. But okay. You're so weird, Sayori. Yes, she is weird, but she's a reliable wingman. Well, I'm not very good at figuring out if poems are good or bad. Yeah. Also, this is a very interesting kind of... This is a very interesting thing. Really, the way I'm writing, the way it's set up currently, or rather the way you would actually go about it, is that Sayori would always kind of be a middle ground in supporting you no matter what. But I'm not exactly sure how intelligent that is, because she proves she's kind of kind of a ditz sometimes. But she does prove herself to be decisive about certain things, at least the basic things of getting things done. And admittedly, even better than Monica in some cases, so she's good at that. So it's not like she's completely helpless, or completely brain dead. But Sayori's got a middle ground, and then Yuri is either gonna like what I'm writing, or she's not gonna like what I'm writing, and then Natsuki is either gonna like what I'm writing, or not like what I'm writing. Because Yuri and Natsuki hate each other's writing styles and each other's likes. They're complete opposites. So really, it's kind of a scale, where Sayori is sitting in the middle, and Monica, I guess, is just sort of a... Well, she doesn't have a route, apparently. I can't score points with her. I'm not sure if I have to unlock it or something like that, but it seems like the scale is... Well, you either write simple, you get Natsuki, and then you get Sayori as well, just because she wants to be there, but then you piss off, or just, like, you know, Yuri will grow detestful of you. Or the other way around, where Yuri likes it, and you still get Sayori, and then Natsuki doesn't like you. So yeah, I'm not sure what Sayori's, well... I'm not sure if it's gonna be hard enough to make her hate us. It might be hard, but I might be unconsciously working towards her. Even now. But then again, yeah, I do get a lot of points with her on the essay, or well, on the poems, not the essays, but yeah, words. So I do get a lot of points with her, so at least I'm actually... There's probably a bad side to this, where she can't really make sense of it, and she isn't that supportive, and she doesn't understand me. Or what I'm writing. But, yeah, it just seems like I'm getting the Sayori route perfectly fine. But that's why I just go by my heart. If it makes me feel things, then it must be a good poem. That's a way of looking at things. I'm not sure exactly how it works. Then again, I guess conveying feelings is a pretty important part of this whole thing. Yes, this is true. Yeah, maybe. Honestly, I don't even know what kind of writing you like in the first place. Yeah, me neither. You see, if you wanted to get better at something, this kind of person is nice. However, she very quickly outstrips her ability to help you move on, or help you advance what you're doing. Aside from you advancing all by yourself, and her being there to just kind of pick up the pieces and keep you going in that regard. You're still gonna be kind of knocking around in the dark. But it's not like you can't be happy like that. So it's not a bad relationship in that regard, it's just gonna be different. Ugh. Why don't you at least try giving it some thought? Aw, you want me to write something? You want to write something for me? I kind of already am by the looks of the poems, but yeah, sure. That's so sweet. Tilda. Yeah, right. But you're always thinking about other people. You need to think about yourself once in a while. Yes, think about yourself. Form your wants and needs. If you don't, you might end up getting hurt at some point. Eh? Well, I don't really know what you mean, but I'll try to keep it in mind. Okay. Sayori, it means... Show me your inner desires, as weird as that might sound coming out of my mouth. But she says she's already following her heart, but she's not using her brain to form that's the things that she wants. It's like, oh, my heart just wants it, and I don't really have to pay very much attention to it. But I suppose in a way, if you're gonna lead by your heart, that is what you want. Hard part is actually doing that without setting off your brain in a lot of cases. But you kinda gotta grip onto it and think about it. But, at least as I see it, I suppose. But Sayori doesn't seem like she does that. She just kinda goes, whatever. She's on impulse. But then again, she's on impulse, which is the correct way of doing things, I suppose, if you want to get what you want. The only problem is she's not self-aware enough, it seems like, to actually realize that that is correct, and to find greater detail in it, because it doesn't seem like Sayori does greater detail. She doesn't do greater detail, which is apparently her thing, in terms of how she acts as a person. Her poems, though, well, maybe. But then again, yeah, we did establish that. There's obviously some nuance to it, but yeah, she just established that, yeah, what you see is what you get. But yeah, well, whatever. Anyway, let's see. I guess I like happy poems. You don't like happy poems. You resonated with shit like death. Come on now. Wait, sometimes I like sad poems too. Yeah, that's better. Sometimes a little bit of both. Well, that's kind of what I do. I don't like to write overly happy because it seems unnatural, and I don't like to write like overly sad in some cases, so I do get down there because it seems also unnatural. So, I suppose with me, I go down to go back up again. I go down to the sad parts, the deep, dark depression of emotions, so that it feels legitimate to me, and I suppose the people who are going to be reading my writing, that when I go right back up into the happy, it seems like it was worth it. It was earned. A balance, I guess. That's the way I look at it. That's the way I want to write. Whether or not I write like that half the time, I don't know. And that's why I'm not writing books yet, because I don't fucking know. There's a word for that, right? What's the word I'm looking for? What is the word you're looking for? Bittersweet! Oh. You'll probably listen to Godspeed You Black Emperor albums, too. That's nice. Yeah. I like things that are happy and things that are sad. That's funny. Because Sayori, who is struggling to find depth with herself, likes seeing emotional depth. Wow. Happy and sad? I can't see you liking something sad, Sayori. Well, in-game Fontaman is not paying the fuck attention, but then again, I've had a lot of cues in for a lot of things that I probably wouldn't have. But yeah, Sayori is obviously depressed up to her fucking eyeballs about something. Whether or not we're gonna have to be the man to go in there and do that, I have no idea. Well, I like happy the most. Yeah, I think everyone likes happy the most. But sometimes, when you have a little rain cloud in your head, a sad poem can help give the rain cloud a little hug. Match what you're feeling, so that you can kind of go about your business, I suppose. This is why I listen to music. I listen to music that matches my feelings. I don't listen to happy songs when I don't feel happy. And I don't like to listen to sad songs when I don't feel sad. I mix and match. So I have my post-rock from when I'm depressed and I want to think about something. And then I have, you know, Elton John, Billy Joel, David Bowie, things like that. And then Queen as well. Thin Lizzy. And Electric Light Orchestra. They also have downer songs as well, but there's also a lot of up songs for that too. So, yeah, up and down. And make a nice happy rainbow. Yeah, this is funny as hell because Sayori likes emotional depth, but she can't figure that out. Sayori, that's unexpectedly poetic. Apparently Sayori is unexpectedly poetic. Eh? Is it? Maybe I'm getting better at expressing my feelings after all. Jesus Christ, Sayori. Thanks, Fontaman. You're welcome. Continue being a good wingman. I should write that down then. You can read my poem now, okay? Alright. Bottles. I pop off my scalp like the lid of a cookie jar. It's the secret place where I keep all my dreams. Little balls of sunshine, all rubbing together like a bundle of kittens. I reach inside with my thumb and forefinger and pluck one out. It's warm and tingly. But there's no time to waste. I put it in a bottle to keep it safe. And I put the bottle on the shelf with all the other bottles. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts in bottles. All in a row. Message in a bottle. Okay. My collection makes me a lot of friends. Each bottle, a straight... all right. Each a bottle of Starlight to make amends. That's my dyslexia. That's not her handwriting. Sometimes my friend feels a certain way. Down comes a bottle to save the day. Night after night, more dreams. Friend after friend, more bottles. Deeper and deeper my fingers go. Like exploring a dark cave, discovering the secrets hiding in the nooks and crannies. Digging and digging, scraping and scraping. I blow the dust off my bottle caps. It doesn't feel like time elapsed. My empty shelf could use some more. My friends look through my locked front door. Finally, all done, I open up. And in come my friends. In they come, in such a hurry. Do they want my bottles that much? I frantically pull them from the shelf, one after the other, holding them out to each and every friend, each and every bottle. But every time I let go, it shatters against the tile between my feet. Happy thoughts in shards all over the floor. They were supposed to be for my friends who aren't smiling, but they're all shouting, pleading, something. But all I hear is echo, 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 echo inside my head. Sayori, you're an idiot savant with writing. Jesus Christ. Okay, so yeah, Sayori, there is depth here. She just has no idea how to express it properly. That's the thing. I think this is what this is in a lot of ways. I could sit down and analyze it really hard, but... She wants to look on the bright side of things and store those for her friends. To help people that aren't herself, like, through tough times. She wants to save those things, so she mines her head for them, to have them at the ready. She cares. She wants to support her friends. But then it seems like her friends can't understand her. Or she can't get across... well, actually, yeah, at this point it's kind of definite that she can't actually get across any of the happy feelings in those bottles that she's been storing up. They all just kind of fall flat. Shatter against the floor, and they don't do anything for her friends. That's what she's worried about. She wants to help her friends, but she can't. Or rather, she's worried that she can't. She's worried that her friends aren't going to understand. And then by the end of this, she's spent so much energy mining the happiness out of her head that when there's a problem and it doesn't work, she doesn't have anything left. So she can't really think anymore. Oh boy. Oh boy. I suppose it is a lot of what you see and what you get, I suppose, with her. At least that's what the first poem kind of showed me, but there's nuance to that as well. This is a lot of nuance, and it's a very long one, too. It's like probably twice as long as the previous one. So, that's a good one. That's a very, very good one. So, I suppose... I suppose I fell for the trap, didn't I? I said she couldn't help me after a while because she couldn't sort out her own feelings, and that's exactly her issue. That's exactly what she's afraid of. Like, she couldn't help me after a while because she couldn't find ways to make herself more sophisticated in terms of, like, thought, in order to hold an opinion, like, for example, Yuri, for example, in terms of writing to help me figure out if my poems are good or not. She's struggling with that. And that leads to exactly what's happening. Because when she talks to me like that and goes, well, I just like what I like, it's kind of unhelpful for me to actually... It's unhelpful for me for advancing. In terms of, like, knowing exactly what I need to do, but she doesn't have the answers. And that's what she's afraid of. And so people keep talking, and she doesn't know what to do about it, because the thing that she tried to do didn't work, and she doesn't know how to do any more. Or she's frustrated with it, I suppose. In a way, or at least depressed about it. You have depth. Holy crap. Yeah, it's a long one. Sayori, did you really write this? It's a very surreal thing as well, too. I'll give her that. Of course I did. But then again, as well, all of me looking at this is conjecture, but it makes sense in my head, doesn't it? Didn't I tell you yesterday I was gonna write the best poem ever? I didn't hear that, but yes, you did it. Good on you, Sayori. That's better than anything I can write right now. Yeah, but I mean, I didn't expect something like this coming from you. Monica taught me a whole lot. And I've been really in touch with my feelings recently. She's in touch with her feelings, but she can't actually express them properly. So I suppose that's what she's trying to express. The feeling of not being able to express properly. It's just... Well, there you go. It's right up in front again. I see that. It's almost kind of creepy. It's not creepy. It's depressing. It's sad. It makes me want to give her a hug. It also makes me want to rethink how I value her opinion. Even though she might not be able to provide anything of value. Well, that hurts her when she can't do it too. So it's not like she kind of just shrugs and walks away like, oh, well, I tried. Well, whatever. It's almost like her problem, or more, well, it's almost like my problems are her problems after she encounters them, and if she can't fix them, then she takes that in. And then gets depressed along with me. Ha. You are a strange one, Sayori. You are a very, very strange one. Creepy? Well, not exactly. Maybe because I'm so used to you being cheerful. Well, never mind. I'm thinking too hard about it. As someone once said, Fontaman, you think too hard. Not exactly those words, but... Yeah, someone did tell me over and over again that I think really, really hard about something. Uselessly hard in some cases. The point is, it came out good, so you should be proud of it. Like, yeah, even if I don't have any perception of how good a poem is, that was interesting. That was very well done to me, I suppose, but then I suppose, again, it's kind of weird backfeeding that, because my opinion towards her poems are about as valuable as the poems that I write for her, like, about as valuable as her opinions towards the poems that I write myself here in the game. Because she doesn't know, and then in my case, I don't necessarily know what makes a good poem aside from what I like, what I can dig out of reading as well. I dig more than her, I suppose, but, huh, yeah, it is kind of, once again, feedback loop. Aw, thanks, Tilda. I feel like I was meant to express myself this way. It even helps me understand my own feelings a little bit better. Yeah, you're depressed because you can't help your friends with everything. And then at the end, you can't really help yourself either. That's what I see in that, if that's truthful, if that's accurate, if it's 100% there. Writing is like magic. Yes, it is like magic. You do find things when you write, and you stare at it really hard, sometimes by complete accident. You've gotten pretty passionate about this, huh? I hope you keep it up. Yeah. Writing's the best. Writing's really hard, but you know what? It can be very good, very, very rewarding. I'm gonna keep writing until I die. Well, that's a way of looking at it. Don't get ahead of yourself. Don't think about death. Don't think about death. Sayori's always had a habit of getting obsessed with something before dropping it no more than a week later. I have this issue too. I wonder if this is one of those times. Could be, could not be. But seeing the passion in her eyes makes it hard for me to be pessimistic. Well, if any case, we're here sharing this, so at least we can keep each other on track if we start to fall off the horse. Alright, so... that's Sayori, and that felt natural, and that was kind of... That was... This game's got emotional depth, and it knows it, and it's going with it. I suppose if that wants to beat you over the head by... I suppose, and what it might be is, I know this game could have emotional depth, because I may not have played very many visual novels before, but Katawa Shoujo is a pretty good statement on having emotional depth in a story. So I suppose what this is trying to do is, to the other people who have even less experience with that, who look at a visual novel and go, oh, that's just anime bullshit. And no, it's not. It's actually fairly well written, and it's got emotional depth in it. You can have just because it's cute anime girls doesn't mean it can't be smart. So, with that out of the way, I suppose the next logical candidate to show this to would be Yuri. Where's that lurker? Let's see what you've written for today. ... This is pretty good, Fontaman. Were you influenced by seeing everyone's writing styles yesterday? I guess you could say that. I was also a bit surprised by how differently everyone writes. So I respect you for trying new things. I really didn't branch out to simple very much, but you know what? I got it. I got some of it. It's a little bit there, but it's still. It seems like the first one was still really heavy towards Sayori and Yuri, and the second one is still really heavy towards Sayori and Yuri. I gave token effort for... never mind. Go. Yuri, tell me more. You don't need to be afraid of to be a little more daring. Metaphors can go a long way. Don't feel like you need to work your brain like turning a bunch of gears. Try letting your mind wander through your feelings, and write down the things you see and hear. That's one way to truly enable your reader to see into your mind. I suppose, by putting down your random thought stream, trying to make it sensible, but yeah, the random thought stream. It's a very intimate exercise. Intimate, huh? Please go on, Yuri. I see. That's certainly an interesting technique. Thanks for sharing. I have, well, an example of that, if you'd like to read it. Sure. Is it the poem you wrote today? Yuri nods and timidly hands me her poem. The Raccoon. It happened in the dead of night while I was slicing bread for a guilty snack. My attention was caught by the scuttering of a raccoon outside my window. That was, I believe, the first time I noticed my strange tendencies as an ordinary human? Or an unordinary human. Okay, now your script is getting to me. Now your cursive is getting at me, woman. I gave the raccoon a piece of my bread. My subconscious was well aware of the consequences. I says it's unordinary there because it's being weird. Subconscious was well aware of the consequences. Well aware that a raccoon that is fed will always come back for more. The enticing beauty of my cutting knife was a strange symptom. Okay, enticing beauty of my cutting knife was the symptom. The bread, my hungry curiosity. The raccoon, an urge. She felt like doing something nice, so she wanted to do something nice. The moon increments its place and reflects that much more light off my cutting knife. Okay, you're going on about the knife, really? I knew someone who was really, really, really into using knives like that. The very same light that glistens in the eyes of my raccoon friend. I slice the bread. Fresh and soft, the raccoon becomes excited. Or perhaps I'm merely projecting my emotions onto the newly satisfied animal. Nearly satisfied? Okay. Woman, Jesus Christ. Or, yeah, onto the newly satisfied animal. The raccoon has taken to following me. You could say that we've gotten quite used to each other. The raccoon becomes hungry more and more frequently, so my bread is always handy. Every time I brandish my cutting knife, the raccoon shows me its excitement. A rush of blood. Classic Pavlovian? Conditioning? Is that what that says? She would be kinda... you see, this is the thing, I noticed, if Yuri was here, she would basically be saying the words out. And like, just trying to be helpful, but just sort of like, please stop being a dumbass and ruining my writing by butchering it with your lack of comprehension. Yes, dear. Yeah, Pavlovian conditioning. I slice the bread, and I feed myself again. Okay, well, I'd like to think that the raccoon isn't me, but it seems like, the way she ties things up like that at the ending is very neat. That's a very nice skill. She's feeding herself because she's getting high off the emotional sort of bond that she's formed with the raccoon by giving it food and having it like her. Again, if you want to look deep and scratch at that, if we're going to go far, we're going to lean back into that really, you know, top-heavy side that I get for looking into things really hard. Raccoon's me. But maybe not. Maybe not. But yeah, she definitely is feeling very, very, very happy, or feeling attached, or maybe even addicted, if you want to use a very strong term, for feeding this raccoon. Alright. Very interesting, Yuri. Very, very interesting. I was a little more daring with this one than yesterday's. I can see that. It's a lot more metaphorical. I don't know if it's my fault, but I can't begin to imagine what this poem is about. God damn it, Fontelman! Shut up! You know! If you want, tell her to fucking explain it then. It's either a literal raccoon, or it's someone that she likes. And the bread and the knife is metaphorical of her, so the bread is the things that she likes, indulging herself in the things that she likes, a guilty snack. Indulging the things that she likes, the knife is just sort of her demeanor about it, where it feels forceful, it feels like she's, like, visceral, I suppose, is a very strong word to use for that kind of thing, but it's like she's doing something, she's getting instant gratification from it. She's doing something the way that she wants and getting what she wants out of it. And because the raccoon is there to be accepting or, like anticipating, excited for what she's doing that, she feels like, well, she's addicted to that kind of thing now. She's being condoned for self-indulgence. Hey! I can figure that shit out. Fontelman, you're not so dumb! Or at least, well, if the raccoon actually is me, then, well, I went a step farther than me in this game would have done. But maybe if I'm not being so narcissistic, the way it works out like that is, well, still perfectly reasonable even on its own in isolation, and where it is a literal raccoon. But you know, Yuri here, oh boy, she likes to think. So you know what? She wants to think, Well, think. That's right. It's a bit closer to my preferred writing style. Thinking a lot. Using the poem as a canvas to express vivid imagery and conveying emotions through them. Right. Vivid imagery. Focusing on the knife. A raccoon is actually raccoon is a fun word, I suppose. It strikes up an immediate, obvious image. Maybe that's an intentional choice, or maybe she actually did feed a raccoon. I don't know. But, that's the thing. I don't know how much is that. I don't know how much of that is artificial, strung around emotions. But if it's all artificial, she's a very good writer. If she's taking it from things that are happening in front of her, however. But, well, either way, good poem. Yeah, if I take it at face value, then I can't. If I take it at face value, then I can't even figure out what it's supposed to mean. You probably shouldn't have said that out loud. Well, I think it's something that different people can relate to in their own way. But then again, comments like that makes me think probably not me, or it's probably a generalization. Maybe, but we did actually have a moment to form something resembling an emotional bond between the two of us. So it's kind of hard to judge what kind of impact that is. But she likes to disguise herself in metaphors and be very, very, very nebulous. However, she does it very well, though. So you can't really tell. I wanted to express the way it feels for me to indulge in my more unusual hobbies. Yeah. Indulging in your more unusual hobbies that you feel, well, you get gratification out of it, and then when you're indulged by someone else or something else, like when you're condoned from it, where you're condoned by something or someone else, it feels all that much better. This makes perfect sense. It's those sorts of things I'm usually forced to keep to myself. Uh-huh. So sometimes I enjoy writing about them. Perfectly reasonable. Gotta get it out somehow. Why do you keep them to yourself? Because no one will understand. Because she can't fucking articulate. She tries to articulate herself, I suppose, but she can't get it out right, or she feels embarrassed. It's not like she can't articulate herself in defense, though. She can be savage as all fuck, but maybe not with her own internal feelings for impressing things, especially when she meets resistance where it's like, well, why do you like that? Well, that's kind of weird. What's this about a raccoon? Why are you feeding raccoon? You shouldn't keep raccoons around your house, Yuri. It could have rabies or something like that. And then her just looking at them and rolling her eyeballs and sighing, just going, that's not what I meant at all. Yeah, it's difficult because maybe no one will understand. Because, yes, they're embarrassing. Or they don't want to, or again, yeah, okay, fine, embarrassing. She doesn't want to talk about it in general. Not that she feels like people won't understand. Or maybe, yeah, if it's embarrassing, yeah, you can't explain it without, well, it looking bad upon yourself and people not understanding why it's sort of okay. Again, why the raccoon condoning her for doing that thing is so powerful. Because, well, she needs support for doing that, I suppose. Well, we'll see how that goes, I suppose. And people would make fun of me. Yeah, I understand that, but I'm afraid people will make fun of me because no one can make fucking sense of my writing and they call me an idiot. That's what I'm afraid of. Don't you have anything like that, Fontaman? Yeah, I just said it, but I can't get it out of my... I can't tell you the words, sweetheart. Well, yeah, I guess I do. I feel like everyone has a little something like that. The best we can do is respect each other and our individualities. Don't breach each other's AT fields, it'll be painful. Even if it's difficult sometimes, and some things make us uncomfortable. After all, if I hadn't learned to embrace my own weirdness, I would probably hate myself. Are you sure about that? Sure you're through all that? I might be ranting a little bit now. Okay. So, if she says she doesn't hate herself... Well, yeah, if she just says she doesn't hate herself, so maybe it's projected entirely at other people. If that's truly like that, if we're gonna go to an extreme like that in your head, but I'm not sure if that's an extreme yet. And you are ranting, however, it's very informative, sweetheart. Continue ranting. You can rant all goddamn day about your metaphors. I'd love to hear them. It gives me more ammunition for me writing myself. Not that I'm going to plagiarize you, but understanding things more in-depthly and something to work on. So please, ramble away. It's good material. But I'm glad that you're a good listener.